Everyone has been a student, and therefore everyone knows what it means to go through a stressful period. After months of lessons, studying, repeating and assimilating concepts, a student is sure of his ability and is satisfied with the efforts made. He enters the classroom. He sits in front of the professor, which is ready to examine him. There are a few seconds of silence, and then the examination begins. The professor asks the boy a question, but suddenly anxiety gets the upper hand and dominates him. He stands dazed and his mind is blank. The verdict is only one. See you at the next session.
E il nome di questo fenomeno è tettonica a placche, che sembra una brutta parola, ma invece è... no, perché è scientifico, perché infatti queste placche scivolano tra di loro perché sono molto scivolose e...
Molinari, la vedo un po' in difficoltà.
È l'emozione, Presidente. Posso fare una domanda io?
Certo.
Passiamo ad italiano, Molinari. Vorrei che ci parlassi di un grande poeta immortale che quest'anno abbiamo studiato con particolare attenzione, vale a dire Giosuè Carducci.
I have decided to talk about these following topics because they are aimed at helping students to avoid similar situations, and they will help them to make full use of their possibilities. First of all, we have to affirm that memory is our enormous capacity to retain information over time. There are three main types of memory. Short-term memory, which unfortunately allows us to remember things only for a few seconds, and long-term memory, which, as the name suggests, enable us to recall information whenever we need it. We also have sensory memory, that allows us to remember what was recorded by our five senses. Thus, we can talk about visual, auditory, kinesthetic, olfactory, and gustatory memory. We can say that human memory is a really surprising faculty with regard to the storage and recovery capacity. But when it is attacked by external factors, such as in the case of the student who was overwhelmed by anxiety, its system shuts down. The greatest danger that can threaten the memory efficiency is anxiety. This phenomenon, under normal circumstances, is a psychological and organic change that allows us to tackle daily situations. So, it is defined as a positive and creative strain which is at the basis of intelligence. Anxiety is experienced by every human being, and it coincides with an alarm reaction in response to a situation perceived as stressful or dangerous. But when behavioral responses are inadequate or not beneficial to the individual, anxiety blocks our actions and it leads to insecurity and suffering. In such situations, it is defined pathological. Performance anxiety is the most common form of anxiety, particularly among young people that have to deal with exams. It is different from other forms of anxiety due to the environmental context that is represented by schools and universities, which, with specific rules and structures, set certain standards that must be achieved. The vulnerability of a student concerns his performance. Therefore, performance anxiety is an inhibitory factor in students at any age. It is important to be able to recognize it, and at the same time, we have to channel this emotional charge in order to succeed and to achieve better results. Memory is absolutely necessary for learning, since without it, we cannot record, store, and remember things that we have learned. For this reason, we can affirm that if we improve and develop our memory by using some mnemonic techniques, learning will be easier. What we learn will remain in our long-term memory, and consequently, anxiety associated with not passing exams will decrease. Now, I'm going to explain to you the technique which, in my opinion, is the most useful to develop our memory and improve the learning process. I'm referring to mind maps. They are graphical representation of a text based on the natural functioning of our mind. A mind map can be applied to every aspect of life, where improved learning and clearer thinking will enhance human performance. To create a mind map, we have to start from a central idea, represented by a keyword, from which, through arrows, symbols, and images, we have to schematically develop the entire topic. They are extremely useful due to their synthetic and concise character. Another advantage of mind maps is that the effort made to create them and their optimization makes it almost automatic to understand and learn the subject. In addition to this, they also strengthen the subsequent recall of knowledge. In conclusion, the central idea of my work is based on the fact that knowing how to store information and use good studying strategies such as memory techniques and mind mapping will enable students to know how to acquire knowledge quicker and better manage anxiety that threatens their performance during exams.
Molinari, la vedo un po' in difficoltà.
È l'emozione, Presidente. Posso fare una domanda io?
Certo.
Passiamo ad italiano, Molinari. Vorrei che ci parlassi di un grande poeta immortale che quest'anno abbiamo studiato con particolare attenzione, vale a dire Giosuè Carducci.
Sì. Giosuè Carducci nasce a Val di Castello nel 1835, in provincia di Lucca, e muore a Bologna nel 1907 all'età di 72 anni, un anno dopo aver vinto meritatamente il premio Nobel. E come lei ben sa, fu poeta e critico letterario. Dopo una giovinezza repubblicana si avvicina alla monarchia e diventa il vate ufficiale della nazione.